already one of the greatest in the history of this sport. If he was to win his 5th title this year, it would put him 3rd on the all-time list, behind only AJ Foyt and Scott Dixon. But anybody who thinks that is a foregone conclusion, well, they may have to think twice, because Townsend Bell, when this track bites, it bites hard, and it bit the championship leader yesterday.
Alex Palou has that championship lead on the back of incredible precision as usual, but the surgeon had some malpractice yesterday as he came to turn 10, just clipped the inside wall, shot him to the outside wall. That eliminated his chance of advancing in qualifying. He'll have his worst start in 30 races today. So the championship most definitely not over. But there has been so much drama over in turn 10. We might as well call this Sketchville, Ontario. This is Felix Rosenqvist, lost the back of his race car, had a seemingly innocent spin, but not so for Will Power. Watch this, huge contact at the exit, destroyed the right front of his race car, and it wasn't over. Josef Newgarden also with issues in the exact same point. So this track will reward bravery, but there are so many risks, Hinch. They will have to be high technique all around this track.
And technique is what it's all about when you come to a brand new racetrack. Everybody wants to figure it out first, and one of the biggest areas of focus is right here, turn 5, this hairpin, tightest corner on the INDYCAR calendar. So many ways to approach it. And here's a look at some of the SMT data of some of the different lines. You're turning in at roughly the same point, but how much apex speed do you carry? How wide do you go on exit? How early can you get on that important run out of turn 5 down to the all-important passing zone in turn 6? And guys, that's the racetrack. But why don't we head down and get a look at the grid with our own Jack Harvey.
Welcome everybody to the inaugural Markham Grand Prix. First stop today. Renus, we got a lot to get through. You have been absolutely rapid. Feeling good for this track right now?
Yeah, feeling really good. Speeders there, we were second quick in warm-up this morning. So it's going to be a matter of staying out of trouble and putting fast laps down.
Well, I think you've been one of the drivers of the season up to this point, Renus. Best of luck today. Not sure where his Waluigi hat has gone. Dennis Hauger was so impressive in qualifying as a rookie, going off P5 today. I also thought I saw some Norwegians doing the row. And for anyone who watched the World Cup, we know how cool that was. Don't move anywhere, Scotty. I'm coming round to the car. Sorry for bumping into you there, sir. Scotty Mac, it seems like this track has become a fan favorite almost. You just leaving it hanging out there? Or?
It's a half thumb. Half thumb. Yeah, what's up?
Great track.
Yeah.
People have said it's become one of their instant favorites.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, unbelievable. You know, Markham's put on an amazing event. Yeah, cool to get through Friday, and now we're racing here today, so it's going to be awesome.
Which water is the pocket water in this weekend?
Well, I've only got one pocket, so it's this one. You want some?
No, thank you. Okay. Still not totally sure what that is, Scotty, but best of luck today. We're going to try and get to both of our front row guys. I don't even know if he can see me coming. I can see him standing next to his girlfriend, Gabby. Christian Lundgaard, we're trying to get through a lot in a little amount of time. You're normally so good for one of them sporty, spicy, determined quotes. Give me your best one as we head into the race today.
Has anyone said carnage yet? I feel like we're going to see some of that. No, I feel like we've worked our way through it. Struggled in P1, P2, obviously figured something out for qualifying. We're good this morning. So yeah, I mean, it's a good opportunity with Kyle, David, and Alex further back, for us to take some points today, but we got to get it home first.
Get it home indeed, I'm sure you will. Best of luck today. Christian, we were trying to speak to our pole sitter, Louis Foster, but I'm not totally sure where he's gone. So while we have a little bit of time, the last British driver to win an IndyCar race was Mike Conway all the way back in 2014. Hopefully Louis Foster is able to do this today. It's the inaugural race. We're very excited to be in here in Markham. As a Commonwealther, stick around, let's see if another one can get it done today.
There's 5 races left in 2025. The pressure is on for Scott McLaughlin. 31 races since his last win in the championship. What about Will Power? Joined Andretti this year. High hopes, but in his first 13 races, no victories yet, and no victories ever in IndyCar for David Malukas. You have to feel there's one just around the corner. And what about Scott Dixon? His last 5 races with Chip Ganassi Racing, he has a win in every one of the last 21 consecutive seasons. Can he make it 22? Well, we talked about David Malukas. He's been so close to victories this season. In his first season with Penske, and Hinch sat down with him.
You first.
Oh, I thought it was the same time.
Could you imagine? No, that would make it even more confusing, wouldn't it? Oh! I got you. Timed that so well. David Malukas, pretty impressive performance in Nashville. Practice, first run, lap 4 or something. What caused the accident?
David Malukas has had a big one.
Self-induced. I pushed the setup too aggressive early on and took a super big hit, which I actually knocked the steering wheel off with my knee.
The steering wheel, I'm not even sure if the wheel
is the wheel
on there.
So talk to me about the race. You had to start last in the field. Drive of the year, drive of your life, I don't know, to get up onto the podium?
What a drive. His 4th podium in the last 7 races.
It was a championship battle. Every pass was very sketchy, very on edge, but I'm not gonna lie, that was the fastest race of my life because I was so on edge the whole time, so focused that it was one of my favorites too. I loved it. And yeah, I really wanted to get a good result because of my mistake early on.
P2 champions, man. I just keep getting that P2.
With this last stretch of races coming up, I gotta call it out. We haven't had that first win yet. You and the team have it this year.
Many close calls, actually the closest ever in history.
You're outside.
At the same time, you're still in this championship battle, and it ends up being tough where you get into certain situations. Do you make this pass? Is it too risky? Do we want to think about points? But look, if I actually look at the season as a whole, even if we don't have a win, still through the moon, right? If I were to pick 16th in the championship, but I got my first win this season versus what I have now, I would pick this any day of the week.
3rd in the championship, 5 podiums to his name this year, 2 third places, 3 second places. He rolls off 7th on the grid today. Is today that day? If one were to rank the top 3 greatest things that Canada has given the world, you'd probably say Wayne Gretzky, Celine Dion, and poutine. Yummy, yummy, put it in my tummy. Why don't we have a look at the Honda starting grid?
Willpower, Toowoomba, Australia.
Marcus Armstrong, Christchurch, New Zealand.
Pato Award, Monterrey, Mexico.
Kyle Kirkwood, Jupiter, Florida.
Christian Rasmussen, Copenhagen, Denmark.
Josef Newgarden, Nashville, Tennessee.
Kyle Collet, São Paulo, Brazil.
Santina Ferrucci, Woodbury, Connecticut.
Nolan Siegel, Palo Alto, California.
Felix Rosenqvist, Värnamo, Sweden.
Stingray Rob, Payette, Idaho.
Alexander Rossi, Nevada City, California. My guilty TV pleasure is Gilmore Girls, and I am Team Lorelei.
Romain Grosjean, Geneva, Switzerland.
Kevin Simpson, Cayman Islands.
Alex Palou, Barcelona, Spain.
Mick Schumacher, Germany.
Graham Rahal, Columbus, Ohio.
Scott Dixon, Auckland, New Zealand.
David Malukas, Chicago, Illinois.
Rinus VK, Hoofddorp, the Netherlands.
Dennis Hauger, Aurskog, Norway.
Marcus Ericsson, Kumla, Sweden.
Scott McLaughlin, Christchurch, New Zealand.
Christian Lundgaard, Hiddenstead, Denmark.
Louis Foster, Odium, England.
You never know where the random facts are going to come from on the Ontario Honda Dealers Indy at Markham starting grid, but that one from Alexander Rossi was not on my bingo list. Time to head down trackside now, folks, because it's time to fire those engines.
Here to give the command, please welcome your Grand Marshal, City of Markham Mayor Frank Scarpetti.
Welcome to our first Ontario Honda Dealers Indy at Markham. Drivers, start your engines!
Well, guys, I can't wait for this. It is such a tough track. They've done such a wonderful job in designing it. We saw the challenge it represented in qualifying. I wonder what it will provide in the race, guys. Let's take a look at the track preview now, sponsored by Honda.
Well, here we go. I mean, this is where the race was for 40 years. Now we've gone 30 kilometers to the north. We've gone to Markham, and this 12-turn, 2.1-mile circuit is one that's already become a favorite for the drivers. They absolutely love this layout. Let's take a closer look at it. You see that split pit road, a feature of a lot of the new circuits here on IndyCar. Through turns 1 and 2, very fast, threading the needle there. Turn 3 is going to be a sleeper of a passing zone. And then, of course, we have this new hairpin in turn 5, 24 miles an hour, the slowest corner on the entire IndyCar schedule.
Then they'll be pushing past 180 miles an hour as they go into the brake zone here. Turn 6, wide, tricky. You're laterally loaded as you nurse the brake pedal. A tight right-hander with turn 7 and 8. And then you come to Sketchville, Ontario. This little neighborhood over here is where all the drama is. Very tough braking zone with a bump. Several drivers crashing there in practice and qualifying. That completes 12 turns in Markham. Boy, what a challenge.
12 turns, 90 laps. And on the right-hand side of your screen, inaugural race winners for the last 5 new venues we've visited. Kyle Kirkwood, of course, won the first race in Arlington earlier this year. We've got 3 brand new circuits on the calendar this year. This, the second, the third in Washington, D.C. next weekend. Let's head down pit lane and Kevin Lee.
Will, a new track is always an engineering challenge, and that's one of the reasons why we have some fast cars out of place starting in the back. Well, Louis Foster and Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan had the right guesstimate, and that's why he's on the pole for the second time in his career. His best career finish is just 7. So today it's about converting. I asked him, what's your biggest concern? Yellows. He said, if this stays green, we can drive away and we're going to win. To Georgia Hannaberry.
Kevin, we have a pair of accomplished Andretti drivers coming from the back of the field. The king of the streets, Kyle Kirkwood, he's coming from 22nd. And a 45-time race winner, Will Power, is coming from last on the field. The team in this already grueling section of the season running low on sleep. They were changing engines in the garage till 12:30 a.m. and then had to be back here at the track in the garages at 5:30 a.m. So a challenge for them already, but look for them to get creative on strategy to make their way through the field. Jack.
thanks to my driver to watch today, Kyle Collette. We've seen how fast he can be. He was rapid in practice 1 and 2. An incident at the end of that made qualifying difficult. The team had to thrash Paul mechanics off of the 14 just to try and get the car out. They had a fuel pressure issue. He's starting further down, but he has been electric at this track, and this rookie championship battle also really starting to take some shape. 2 of the other 3 rookies are in the top 10 this weekend.
Great stuff, guys. The 2026 Honda Civic Type R leads the field around. We have an alternate start position for today's race, similar to what we see, or what we saw, I should say, in Arlington, the new race there. And guys, it's on the run down from their hairpin at 5. That long, almost mile-long stretch down to turn 6.
And it's such a difficult brake zone coming down here to turn 6. This is where the Honda pace car is taking us right now. It's a curved, angled brake zone. You're still laterally loaded as you're hitting the brakes. So easy to lock up. You see all the tire marks from the lockups, but it does open up right at turn in Townsend, which is going to allow drivers to try to do those late dive bomb moves.
Yeah, and the late moves in some of these corners will be treacherous, but they are so inviting because anytime you have a turn leading into that brake zone or a part of that brake zone, it opens up the entry point, and it's so tempting to shoot up the inside, but not a lot of grip there, and some bumps to the inside as we take one last look at championship standings.
In the support races earlier today, we saw a lot of action and a lot of passes. People trying to put moves on down at turn 3, down at turn 4. A lot of moves put on at turn 5 and at turn 6. It's tricky when you get to your announced Sketchville, Townsend. It's pretty much single file from this part of the track all the way down through 11, 12, 1 and 2.
Yeah, and for a lot of these drivers that are in championship contention, it's survival on this first lap. For drivers that need jobs for next year, it might be a completely different agenda. Opportunity can open up, and enthusiasm can sometimes exceed what's tolerable on the racetrack.
Yeah, you've got a few different mindsets coming into this one for sure, and it really depends how your season's gone and what your season for next year is shaping up to be. So keep an eye out for the drivers that we know are sort of in the hot seat in terms of where they're going to be racing next year. The likes of Dennis Hauger and Kyle Collette, 2 rookies that have been both very quick this weekend.
Alex Palou has been nothing short of stunning on street courses this year. Look at that average finish of 1.3, nigh on unbeatable. Only Kyle Kirkwood in Arlington able to deny him the victory there. Other than that, he's been perfect. Wasn't perfect yesterday. Crashed, starts down the order in 11th today with it all to do.
Yeah, it's a mixed-up grid just from how qualifying was anyway. Then you throw in a couple engine penalties. It's really thrown things for a loop. And when you see the cars driving by on this pace laps, you take a look at what color those tires are. We've got the soft tires. Those are the red sidewalls. The hard tires, those are the black sidewalls. You have to run 2 sets of those softs, Will, and at least 1 set of the hards in this race.
Everybody in the top 15 will start this race on the soft tire, the red sidewall tire, with the exception of Scott McLaughlin, who starts 3rd for Penske. He is starting on the hard tire. In terms of race strategy, looks like it could be a 2-stop with a fuel save, so long as we get enough full course cautions, and I'm pretty sure we'll get a couple of those today. But if you wanted to throw caution to the wind, maybe take an early stop and absolutely hammer the laps, there's a chance of a 3-stopper working. Yeah. There's a short pit lane here, Townsend.
That's the strategy that I like if you're at the back. Somebody like Will Power, who's starting last, starting on that hard tire, maybe think about dumping that at lap 2 if you can stay on the lead lap and then go soft to finish. I really like that option. It looked to me earlier this morning in warm-up like the black tire started to degrade pretty good around half distance, about 15 laps into the stint.
Well, Louis Foster will start this race from only his 2nd ever IndyCar pole. He has never finished inside the top 5 in an IndyCar race. As Jack told us in the lead-up, the last British winner was Mike Conway in Toronto back in 2014. Is that going to be broken today? Will we get another British winner? Louis Foster hoping to lead and really control the field from the front.
And the last win for RLL was in the 45 car on the streets of Toronto, back down at Exhibition Place, from the driver that's starting alongside him, Christian Lundgaard.
The drivers will start to line up 2 by 2. It is a very long run down this 0.8 of a mile, snaking straight into the brake zone at turn 6. When everybody's bunched up, when we have the group, when everyone is happy, we'll get green. We have green. It's a wonderful start from Louis Foster. McLaughlin up and on the inside of Christian Lundgaard already, but Lundgaard holds position in second. It's all pretty clean through turn 6.
Looks like the green and white car. Cal Collette has a flat left rear. He was swirling all over the place as they try to go single file through turn 7.
Mick Schumacher trying to hang around the outside, 3 wide here through turn 7. That's not going to work, Townsend. It's so slippery offline. But now we're coming up to Sketchville, turn 10. That's where all the problems were in practice. But just look at how that tire barrier sticks out. So easy to catch a right rear there, but right now Foster picking up where he left off in qualifying.
Perfect start for the pole sitter. Louis Foster leads Christian Lundgaard by a second as we start lap 2 here on the new course at Markham.
Cal Collette already on pit lane to repair that flat tire. We go on board thanks to the McLaren Racing Club. Christian Lundgaard now down the long straightaway. Top left, you can see the tire change. They'll get rid of their black tires, but it looks like there's suspension damage for Cal Collette, the rookie. More tough times.
First time through that hairpin. Everybody cleanly through. That's not what we've seen in the junior categories. That's why these guys are the pros.
McLaughlin on that hard tire, harrying the back of Christian Lundgaard. Looks like he's got good pace in that hard early on. Mick Schumacher's made a place up on his teammate Graham Rahal. He's 9th, Rahal 10th. The driver on the move in the early part of this race, though, guys, we're only a lap and a half in. Carl Kirkwood's made up 6 places.
I mean, not shocked. Not shocked. I mean, we call him the king of the streets, even if that's not entirely fair to Alex Palou this season. But that's because 4 of his 5 wins in the IndyCar Series have come on the streets. And let's take a look at Kyle Kirkwood here on the start. The Sam's Club on board giving us these pictures. So tight, 3 wide into that. That was part of that 3 wide battle into turn 7 we were talking about.
From on board with Pato Awards.
I don't know how Pato kept it out of the wall here. He had to use Kirkwood as a buffer and kind of shoulder him over. Otherwise, it would have been damage to the right front on the concrete wall for Pato. Man, Foster just checking out already. And, you know, for Christian Lundgaard, frankly, I think he punched way above McLaren's weight this weekend to qualify second. Just big struggles for the McLaren team on setup. And maybe now we're seeing some of that vulnerability exposed as Foster puts a 1.6 second gap on Lundgaard in the early phase.
Rosenqvist was so close to the back of O'Ward going into turn 5 there. I thought they may have had contact, front wing to rear tire, but you're going to see that. And we're hearing that it's not just a tire, the toe link on the number 4 Kyle Collette also damaged, so the team going to work to try to get the car repaired to get it back on track.
And that's absolutely galling for Kyle Collette, along with Louis Foster, one of the drivers who surprised in the practice sessions, being absolutely on it from the outset, just had this natural affinity with this brand new racetrack, but crashed in second practice. The damage done to his car, the rebuild on that, then the fuel issue in qualifying, and now the toe link. It's be a weekend to forget for Kyle Collette, who said in the interview yesterday he doesn't know how many more chances he's going to get to impress. His future in the series is uncertain, having impressed so many people this year.
Louis Foster being very disciplined there on the brakes, making sure he avoids any front lockup. Sliding a little wide, James, in this hairpin really opens up the opportunity for a trailing car to have a run.
What's so tough about it, though, is even if a car in front of you goes a little bit wide here, you can see there with the steering wheel of Rosenqvist, you're all the way on the lock stops. You can't do anything more to kind of adjust your trajectory and work your way around a car that's gone wide. If they start cutting back, you are just going to meet at some point in the middle. We saw that in practice, and someone's going to have to give. In practice, everyone's willing to do it. When positions in the race are up for grabs, though, it's going to be a little bit harder to decide who has to back out of it.
The line into the hairpin with just 4 laps completed, I'm finding very interesting. IndyCar drivers aren't renowned for their patience, and yet today, I think they may have to find some. You can't just go for the wild, lurid move up the inside. There's 90 laps to complete here. I think we might start seeing some of those moves later on in the race when the laps start counting down. But for now, you've got to be there to make it work.
As we ride on board the Gallagher insurance machine of McLaughlin, I was just going to say I'm really impressed with how he is keeping up with the cars around him. You see, he's on those black sidewalled hard tires, which are not supposed to be as fast early in the stint, but he was the fastest car on track, not just faster than the two cars in front of him, faster than every single race car. So he's doing a great job getting the heat into those Firestones. Definitely has the advantage of having done the pace laps to get some heat into them there. When you put him on in a pit stop, you've got to navigate an outlap around a slippery street course. It's a little bit more treacherous, a little bit more difficult, but McLaughlin, one of those drivers that you said early, Will, under pressure, doesn't have a win this season, really wants to get a victory on the board.
137 seconds left of push to pass. They started with 150, so I'm talking about Lundgaard and McLaughlin dead level. They've both burned 13 precious seconds of that additional 50 horsepower. And for now, they're deciding to lay off the button.
Interesting, Townsend, with 6 laps in, your prediction that someone would come in those early laps from the back, try an alternate strategy. No one rolling that dice just yet.
Yeah, I think they're worried about losing a lap, but it sounds like, Kevin, somebody is now diving.
We expected someone to try this from the back, and the first taker is going to be Felix Rosenqvist, the Indy 500 winner, out of play. Started on the hard compound back in 20th. They have extra set of softs. They can run 3 sets of new softs the rest of the way, and he's away and hoping to be able to get back in the mix, Jack.
And Kevin, before the race started, Kyle Moyer, the strategist for the 7, told us that they were going to try and commit to the 3-stopper. Now, Christian obviously hasn't pit, running second right now. They're going to see how the race unfolds, but that's what to look out for the 7. Georgia.
I said it a bit earlier, but look for the 26 of Will Power to get creative on strategy right there. He told me before he jumped in, basically, whatever the majority does, we're going to do the opposite. So if everyone decides to pit, if we get a caution, they might stay out, or and vice versa. We just saw Felix Rosenqvist pit. I wonder if Will Power is starting to get off strategy a little bit. He's on those hard tires.
He's starting to get racy, Georgia. He's tucked up behind Santino Ferrucci, who was slowest of all in the warm-up this morning. Power looking like he's got ants in his pants, and he needs to dance.
No, dancing he is there on the brakes for turn 10.
We're getting word that it might have been a slow puncture for Felix Rosenqvist that sort of necessitated that stop. So maybe less of a strategy call, maybe why we're not seeing other drivers sort of join that strategy, follow suit, and come in. I think a yellow off the start, Townsend, would have really made that appealing for some of these drivers. But Fro apparently having a slow puncture.
Sitting on board now with Scott McLaughlin, looking back from P3 to the car of Marcus Ericsson, who was on pole in Arlington earlier in the year. Up to speed ever so fast on these new circuits. Took the first win when we went to Nashville for the first time on the streets there. Looking to repeat that feat today. Foster now has a 2-second lead over Christian Lundgaard, doing everything right from the pole position. The man from Odium in England, searching for his first podium in IndyCar. Foster leads from Lundgaard and McLaughlin.
Roger. Good work. Course yellow, turn 4, driver's right behind.
How did everybody catch that pit? We did.
Hard. Copy. Stay still. Back in car way down.
I'd say the red stuck for us.
Yeah, copy that. Copy that. Yeah, we're one lap past half tank now. Just kind of box in here. We got to stay out, ride this one out, okay?
Fuck. Okay. How did we miss that pit opportunity if everybody else pit?
I don't think they pit because of the incident. I think they were just pitting. There was a lot of guys that were pitting.
Copy.
If this rope, I will stay out. Copy, stay out. Yep. Go. Hard. good. We're good. 12, back to...
What did you say?
Pink 12, back to pink 12 now. So you're doing a good job. We think we're +1 on build. So everybody has to take 2 more stops from here. Unless there's short on yellow, more stops on the road. But we're gonna have to run out on the queue and live with them.
Yeah. What is we gotta get to 30, right, or 28, 29?
Get as deep as you can get into them. Yeah, 30, 32 with the yellow. It's probably deeper than this. Everything you can get. If you get, let me know, but don't be passing anybody. A lot of guys were complaining about rear fault on the radio, but nobody was going anywhere.
Yeah, I've just got a bit of everything here. And now with this marbling situation under yellow, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, just remember our protocol for, marbles, trying to fit, triple one.
I didn't understand what you were saying.
Just no weaving. Just longitudinal. Sorry, brake lights are out on the pace car. Just be one to go on the line, going green next time by. Green car will be right here on the front straight, right behind the pit lane.
This is going to be so bad, guys.
Yeah, it's not be understood. There's a lot of chatter along those lines of range. Will continue. White 143. Will be active on restart. Okay, let's get ready here. Get ready. Get ready. Green, green, green.
got more grip on race tires right now. up, pack up. Nose and turn 5, drivers left on the exit. Fuel. Hot some of you guys out. Let's check up here. Right there. Max save here, Max save here. We're hoping the open pits here. Bye. Lift here. Right now we're obviously really close here. So just save as much as you can. Hit for open, hit this left, hit. I'm going to give you another set of reds here. Red. Here we are. 3, 2, 1, in. Be almost straight, foot on the brake.
Okay, watch hands. Go, 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 go. They're clear. Clear, clear behind the 5. All clear, all clear.
Where did we blend compared to the cars on track?
You're going to blend behind the 5. You just stay behind the pot, though.
yellow, turn 8, save us here. Correction on 5, 0. That's pretty much the same for the rest of the group. The same for everybody. Sure. Like something different. I don't know what to help. Yeah, still on a game. Yeah. I'll just let you know that all the other drivers are complaining about those grip on restart too. Fine. Fine. I feel worse off this way. Okay. Got it. 3 ahead of the 27. 3 ahead of the 27. Bring us to those 60 something. Just prioritize the tires warm. Your tires warm. I think I wasted too much time. They go before. I think I lost too much. Pretty quick there. I was getting up, break. Okay, working at still on race here. Working lap 38. Right now, we're putting 5 on our strategy. 6 on our strategy.
just be aware. Be ready.
Yeah, I've been like grabbing the clutch every single time.
Yeah, that's probably smart. Lights out on the pace car going green next time. Yeah, whatever you did last time, keep the tires clean and bring them up and do the same. Really struggling to map car.
Yeah, copy that.
Restart.
You ready to go out here and pick it up? Ready, green, green. More left. that fucking bumper cars out here. Yo. I'm dead. Hit him off the back, and also the second time I hit on the left front. But it all looked okay. Thanks, honey. Not a safe spirit. If they're open this time, just stay packed up, stay packed up. Get to the blend line, we will stay out. Stay packed up here, stay packed up and get to the blend line. Push those guys in front of you. I tried to step last time and hit the belt, so you better up there at the ground. Copy. 9 right now. 9. 18 is the only one that probably hit in front of us. One more stop. And the window's open in about 15 minutes. More yellows, I think. And white. But the safety car up on the back straight. We're all kept going and get temperature into our tires. There's a loose banner out there at turn 2. We're all close. This yellow doesn't work. There's a safety truck up ahead. He's going to stop entry of turn 2 for a banner. Watch the truck 2. one to it, 9. Bring 1 to us, 9 will be good. Copy, even with 5. You're in pretty good shape on OTE, equal to the guys behind you, 34th, award, and card. Copy. Brake, tires, Copy, that's what I've been doing. All yellow is good. And guys, it's doing a lot of very good job there. Oh, that's good. Where it throws on 3rd time. yellow. Full course yellow.
Hi, safety will come to you.
Do you want to keep the tires on or go sticker black or go to the end? These are fine.
Tail end.
You want any changes? No. So you're good with these tires for a 35, 34 lap 10? You can put new on. We have them. Okay, we'll do that. If you're open, the back of the train's out of 3. Back up.
Over here is tight.
4. Copy, Fed. Probably others that'll take it. Yep, this is left. Meters, distant 9, they're fine. Here we are, 2, 1, on the mark. There'll be a quick fuel, these tires. Clear eye, clear eye. Clear out, clear out. Still a big number, but say what you can. There's a way this thing's gone, it's likely to be about kilos. We'll keep that car on the map. Six or 7 cars that likely will. Behind 6 laps down. Don't worry about it. Keep it clean. Save fuel and save the harness. Up. What are you struggling with, Joseph, here? I'm going to try to stay on the lead lap leaders in turn 9. Good job there. Leaders in turn 2. Leaders in turn 2. Just back up here. Backing up here, Joseph. Will come when they open the pits. Sales, turn 3. Drunk here. Sorry about that. They didn't say anything about it, so all that, all my bad. Let's pack up here. We will pit this time. We will pit this time. We're going to keep these tires on the car. They're about the same as the ones we put on anyway. And I would quit. I would quit. Copy. We'll pit this time, pit this time. We'll pit this time, pit this time. Six cars slow into his box here. 6 cars slow into his box. You have to come around him. 3, 2, 1. Take your marks. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Clear. Safety truck going into 4 now. All right, so get impact up here. Impact up here, and we can move your bias rearward. We'll let you know. Probably going to be about a code 40 something to make it, so we should be fine. R2 in front of 4 and 9. R2 in front of 4 and 9. 9's going to drop back here, but you can pass the 9. Count no more yellows here, so you know. Right now we're at about 100. 100 code. Copy that. Right behind you, the same. They're all the same behind you. 5 is okay, 6-5. left guard just over, take 25, got more fuel than us. Left guard has more fuel than us. Back to micro yellow here. Micro yellow here. Just behind you. Now it's clear. It's all clear now. It's all clear. More to go. Do what you're doing. Stay focused. Guys behind here. Those guys behind here. We have enough fuel, but don't need to save. But keep up behind you. Yeah, you're jumping to the white. Jump to the white. Right around, go to 100 lap. engine. Got a little more. What can you know here? Okay, good job. There. R1. Rosenqvist, Power, Palou, Atto, Bell. So there's car number one. Correspondent, I have no idea how it's look the R box, R box. Or Carwood.